Colleagues, I rise to offer my no vote explanation. I'd also like to have this no vote explanations for Senate Bills 584, 585, and 586.
Please proceed.
Thank you. As a veteran and former police officer, I've spent my career keeping our citizens safe. And it goes without saying that I wholeheartedly believe in our Second Amendment right to bear arms and for the right to protect our families. I served in the Wayne County Sheriff's Department for 30 years, and I can tell you firsthand that pistols and preschools do not mix. Guns do not belong in our schools, churches, bars, sports arenas, dorm rooms, or college campuses. My biggest fear is a situation in which good guys with guns ends up slowing down law enforcement and buying the shooter more time to kill more people and then get away. That would be an utter nightmare. And that's exactly what happened in a Walmart shooting in Colorado. It took police officers 5 extra hours to identify the shooter because of the number of people who pulled out guns. None of these people stopped the crimes, and police said that these people absolutely slowed the process of determining who and how many suspects were involved. This nightmare scenario could have been made even worse if one of those well-intentioned Good Samaritans had accidentally shot a child in the process. This is exactly what could happen if you allow citizens whose only training is not at a gun range, but in their backyards. Not the high-intensity scenarios that police officers are trained in, the training which includes shoot and don't shoot. On top of that, it would create chaos and confusion for law enforcement. Police officers have to make split-second decisions that are a matter of life and death. When we enter active shooter situations, we have to decide who is the victim and who's the shooter. That decision becomes infinitely harder when one of those good guys pulls a gun during an active shooter situation. Personally, I would not be able to live with myself knowing that I'd killed an innocent person. This is exactly why guns do not belong in schools unless they're in the hands of a highly trained police officer or a trained security guard. Any gun that enters a school should be treated as a threat until proven otherwise. This legislation invokes far more risk than it does reward. Far more risk of accidental shooting by parents or teachers who are careless with their guns. Far more risk of a troubled student getting a hold of the teacher's gun to harm themselves or others. Far more risk of letting potential shooters through the doors because they're posing as an overprotective parent. The risk is not worth it. That is why I urge my colleagues to vote no on allowing guns in schools. Thank you, Mr. President, and I ask my remarks to be printed in today's journal.